Once upon a time in a bustling city, there lived a woman who seemed to have it all. She had a prestigious job that brought her financial security. Her family was supportive and loving, and she had a group of friends who were always by her side. But behind the scenes, this woman was far from happy. At work, she was constantly belittled by her colleagues. At home, she felt the pressure of never getting to spend enough time with her family. And in her relationships, she felt an overwhelming sense of loneliness. Despite having everything that society deemed important, this woman felt empty inside. Then one day, something happened that changed everything. The woman was given an ultimatum: either stay at a toxic job that was draining her soul or leave and pursue something new. Though terrified of what lay ahead, she knew that staying wasn't an option. So with a deep breath and a pounding heart, she walked out the door and left behind the only life she'd ever known. In that moment, the woman realized that sometimes leaving is the most powerful act of self-love. It was the first step towards creating a new life that was authentic to who she was. No longer would she have to pretend to be someone she wasn't in order to fit in. She could finally start living a life that was true to herself. But the journey didn't come easy. There were days when she felt lost and alone, wondering if she'd made the right decision. There were times when the fear of the unknown almost made her give up. And there were moments when the comfort of her old life beckoned her back. But the woman held on to the belief that she could create something better for herself. She refused to let the fear of failure or the allure of familiarity hold her back. With each passing day, the woman grew stronger. She learned to embrace the uncertainty of the future, knowing that it was in the unknown that her true potential lay. She discovered new passions and talents that she never had the time or courage to explore before. She reached out to old friends and made new connections that inspired and supported her on her journey. As time went on, the woman began to heal. She learned to love herself despite the scars and imperfections. She realized that her worth was not defined by her job, her family's expectations, or anyone else's approval. She was beautiful, intelligent, and capable. And no matter what challenges she faced, she knew that she could overcome them. One day, the woman stumbled upon a quote that read, "The wound is where the light enters you." She smiled, realizing that her struggles had become her greatest strength. It was through her pain that she had found her purpose, her passion, and her true self. She had walked away from a life that no longer served her, and in doing so had discovered a life that was more fulfilling and true. Her story became an inspiration to others who were struggling in their own lives. She proved that it was possible to break free from the chains of societal expectations and create a life that was authentic and joyful. The woman who once felt empty and unfulfilled had become whole and complete. She had walked away from a perfect life to save herself, and in doing so had found herself. And so, my friends, I leave you with this. If you are unhappy with your life, don't be afraid to make a change. Sometimes leaving is the most powerful act of self-love you can do. It may be scary and uncertain, but the alternative is to stay stuck where you are. And that is the most painful of all. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.